What's up, everybody? Um, it's been a while, like usual. It's been probably about 4 months, which is a little bit longer than I would want, but I really don't have much to talk about unless it's something important. So, yeah, um, something big is actually going to be happening here pretty soon. Uh, February 1st will be 3 years on testosterone. And if which I believe it's the first, I will be pretty much 3.5 to almost 4 years of being out and happy. I mean, before making this video, I looked back at my first video. My very first video. And like, it was almost so hard to watch. Because like, it's just so funny. It's funny to me because what I'm seeing now on the camera on this computer is what I was seeing when I was making that intro video. Of course, minus the facial hair. But I mean, that's what I was seeing. And it's just so crazy how like I generally went through some of them. And I mean, I've come so far, and it is such a positive way. And I'm so thankful and blessed. I mean, my just whole outlook on life in general is just so amazing now. I mean, mentally, I haven't really documented too much on that, but mentally, I mean, I've changed so much too. Um, Looking back at that first video, I mean, if I would have been asked, like, I don't know, I mean, now I'm just so much more accepting. I mean, I wouldn't sit there and make fun of somebody for, I mean, coming into this transition, if I was told that a trans man was going to have a baby or had a baby, what I would have been like, oh my god, why? Or it sounded really stupid. But I mean, like, why? That makes no sense. But now, 3 years almost on T, it makes so much sense. Not like I personally would ever do that just for that to be out there. I mean, I have nightmares of being pregnant. I've had nightmares, and I woke up and I was tearing up crying. Not because I was happy about it, but because I was like, that is my worst fear. I mean, even though I don't ever have to worry about that. I mean, it's just, oh god, how awful would that be to be pregnant for 9 months? It's so awful to say. Because, I mean, I want kids, but not, like, going in that direction, with the hump. No, not for me. I'm daddy. Daddy plays the roles of holding the hands and ready to push and all that. Anyway, got a little off topic. But, I mean, now I would think about, if I was asked that question about how I felt about it or something, I would be like, right on. I mean, it's great to know that someone's so comfortable enough into doing something, that maybe a society norm wouldn't feel is right. And I mean, that's in a way what I'm doing. A lot of people would feel that way um, about my lifestyle or how I decided to choose to live my life. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are not even hesitant to let me know that I'll never be a male, or, I mean, that I was a woman, or I have women parts. I mean, I could hear that on the daily, and if I sit here and allow somebody else to bring me down on something that maybe isn't so far-fetched, I mean, it would ruin my whole outlook on life, and life is so much more than worrying about what's going on the outside. because I mean you could only change so much. I mean there are almost limited list limitless surgeries you can do, and I mean the hardest part is getting the inside to be okay with it. And I mean I've come a very long way, 3 4 years of this, and it's so much more easier now because like I said, I see myself for who I am now, and it's just such a wonderful feeling. It is. And I mean, there were days where I actually had thought out that I was better off not being on TV. There were days where I regretted it. There were days where I felt like I would always be alone, or I would never be happy, or I will never really be the man I thought I was. I mean, there were many days that I regretted this decision because it's such a huge decision. And somehow I decided to keep on going. And that's what happened. This is what happened. I got through those hard parts and I made it through. And trust me, it may have looks easy in these videos, or I may have seen it come off like it wasn't that hard. I mean, in 4 years, that's a lot. I mean, think about it. 4 years of your life is a big chunk of your life. And to make everybody around you be appreciative for who you were and to allow you to be who you are isn't the easiest thing to do. I mean, especially for people that weren't born in our generation or our younger generation, I should say. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are gonna not like you just because you want to be who you are, and it's against everything they are. And I mean, you're gonna run into a lot of those bumps in these roads. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of stops and halts. I mean, I've documented a few times of me not being able to be on my prescription and me being off it. It's an awful thing to have to be so dependent on something. But I mean, I wouldn't change it, not a day, because those hard times are something I can look back at and see if I did that, then I know I could do this. And I mean, that's what makes you who you are. You build off of the negative to be negative. You build off the negative to make it a positive. And you gotta do that. I mean, if you don't do that, then you're gonna miss out on so much on life, because life's bigger than just worrying about if you're passing, or if your chest is flat, or if you have a big enough bulge in these pants. I mean, life itself, you're going to miss out on. You're going to miss out on the simplest of things that are going to make you so happy, because you're dwelling on something so negative. And it's it's really okay, because a lot of people aren't going to see eye to eye. You're going to It's going to be really hard for you to find somebody that's going to meet to all the things that you are. I mean, because everybody's different. And just to go with the flow and do what makes you happy isn't the easiest thing when you have so many people bringing you down and you feel like you're the only one, like, bringing yourself up. It's hard. It's hard, especially if you lost people that you thought would never be gone. I mean, and it's not necessarily like the biggest thing that, you have like people close to you that are relating to this. I mean, you're really lucky if you have a trans guy in your town or near you, and you're very, very lucky if you have more than one or two. Or like you have somebody that you could talk to that you relate to that is maybe close enough to comfort you. I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So don't put me like, think that I make it look like it's easy, because it's not. But I definitely want to say it is worth it. Even those days that I get dysphoria, and it's not the easiest. I mean, I still get dysphoria, um, but I try to look at the positive things. I mean, I can grow a beard. Look at it's like great. I mean, I look Amish. Serious. But yeah, I mean, before I couldn't. Before I was shaving peach fuzz, and peach fuzz came back. I mean, I have a beautiful chest that I couldn't be more than happy about. And I mean, if what I have makes me happy, then you need to focus on those happiness, the happy things that make you feel more masculine. Because when you sit there and think about the negative, it affects your personality, and your personality is what it's what you are. And if with something so small, even though it doesn't seem like it, get to you and affect you, you're gonna miss out on so much, so much. So I always get up ranting on these damn things. Uh, yeah, my chest surgery will be 2 years. It's crazy. Coming up this year too. 3 years on testosterone and 2 years radiation. Yeah, crazy. You know, I really never thought I'd be where I am now. So to see myself now, I definitely know that I can go from this point and go to the next step. And whatever that next step is, I know I'm going to be ready for it because I just keep building myself up, and that's what you need to do. So, just wanted to show my face, even though I have an awful zit, and I have a couple of them actually. Look at that, it's like a triangle. But yeah, yeah. I just wanted to show my face, say I'm alive, and I'm doing well. Uh, and I'm just going with the flow of life and trying to figure it out. And I only can hope that my videos maybe can let you get to your step a little quicker. Because, shoot, I've been through it all, it feels like. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Alright, peace.